She pleaded with them to let them cross. Her blood pressure dropped so low they had to call an ambulance, and they still said you can go home.
Manny and Mary, a Quebec couple in their 60s, and their 9-week-old puppy Gucci have been forced to quarantine at a Montreal hotel after coming back from 6 months in Florida, working remotely while there, enjoying the sunshine and getting their 2 COVID-19 shots. They say they drove back and their COVID-19 tests were refused by Canadian Border Service agents as they had technically expired by 9 hours. The couple says they're slow drivers and simply didn't make it on time.
By the time they crossed, it had been 81 hours. They said, it's no good. We are going to make arrangements to send you to that hotel. You're going to do another COVID test, and you're likely going to spend another night, maybe 2. And if you don't comply, you will be charged with a $5,000 fee each.
Mary and Manny, who are using only their first names for fear they won't be able to travel again, say they were mocked and ridiculed upon arrival at the Canadian border, where they spent nearly 5 hours. Mary claims border agents took pleasure in looking at her cry while she was begging them to go home. Mary suffers from anxiety, and her puppy Gucci is her emotional support dog.
One of the border agents told her that's what you get for traveling when you're not supposed to. They were being punished. Some of them were laughing at them. There were a couple of border agents plus 2 Health Canada representatives there, and both were humiliating them, and they were there for 5 hours.
We contacted Peter Schiefke, Parliamentary Secretary to the Minister of Immigration, Refugees and Citizenship in the House of Commons, and he says border officers are expected to uphold and apply laws and procedures in place. If her and her family feel that they were not treated fairly and that the procedures and laws were not applied in the way they should have been, the complaint system is there for that exact purpose. City News also reached out to the Canadian Border Services Agency, and they say where questions arise with regards to a traveler's quarantine plan, health status, or molecular test documentation, CBSA Border Services officers refer the traveler to a quarantine officer who will make a determination on the next steps. For Manny, Mary, and Gucci, they're left in limbo, sitting and waiting in a Montreal hotel for their latest COVID-19 test results, even though they thought they did everything right, including making sure they were double vaccinated.
So instead of flying and doing the mandatory hotel quarantine that air travelers have to do, they drove, and driving was 10 times worse.
In Montreal, Samsara Rainville, City News.